Alright, welcome back. We are going to start Chapter 6 now. Mire. Yuka. The first thing I saw when I opened my eyes was the ceiling of a dark, gloomy room with flickering, uncovered light bulbs. The random bursts of light they shone were so dim that they only just barely lit up the wood grain on the ceiling enough to see patterns in it. The back of my head hurt in the same way it would if someone had just pulled my hair really hard. I couldn't do anything about it, though, so I just frowned and waited for it to subside. I wondered if I'd hit my head somewhere. I suddenly realized that my feet weren't touching the ground. And there was a cold sensation all along my back. I must have been lying down on a hard surface. I tried to move, but both my arms and my legs had gone to sleep and they wouldn't budge. I'd just have to keep lying there until they woke up. I gave up on moving and instead just stared up at the gloomy ceiling again. I know it wasn't actually a person, but it really did look like one, and he was glaring down at me with a hateful expression. It was creepy. Oh, that was it. It looked like the Scream, that Munch painting that we studied in class, except this face was screaming in anger. He hated me. If only Oni-chan were here with me. He'd just pat my head and laugh and tell me how silly I was being. I was still a little disoriented, but I turned and twisted my head as best as I could to manage to see if I could find him anywhere nearby. Why was I sleeping in a place like this anyway? And why wasn't Oni-chan at my side like he always was? Okay, so this takes place in the time loop, where Satoshi knows everything that happens. So are you telling me that even knowing what happened, he let you go out onto the covered walkway alone, knowing full well that the first time he did this, you two got separated? Like, he's just so stupid, it's unbelievable. Why were we in this school to begin with? Maybe the charm failed and this was our punishment? Maybe I was the one who messed it up. I probably shouldn't have even been there. To be fair, you probably shouldn't have, because you weren't really a part of their friends anyway. And if I hadn't asked him to help me try to find a bathroom, we wouldn't be separated right now. Or if he was just smart and remembered what happened the first time. I should have just held his hand and not let go. I could have lasted a little longer without peeing. Then we'd still be together. Hehe.
痛い痛 体が動かないの。なんで。
Then I realized that I couldn't see my arms. Where were they? Why weren't they at my sides? They were still numb too, so I couldn't feel where they were either, but I tried my best to move them anyway.
この音、縄だよね。
It sounded like creaking wood to me.
私、縛られてるの。
I thought maybe the reason I couldn't feel my arms or legs and couldn't move is because I was tied up really tight and it was cutting off my circulation.
お願い、動いて。
With some effort, I was finally able to move my fingertips. I started feeling everything I could, grateful for even this little bit of reassurance.
なんか、触った。
The rope around my wrists had been tied up really tight. Well, tied up tight, there's no really there. And looped many times over. And with the circulation trickling back into my hands, it was really painful. I was so scared, I felt like I'd forgotten how to breathe. The footsteps were echoing out from out in the hallway. They stopped right in front of this room. I wriggled in place and screamed as loud as I could. I didn't even care about the old splintery rope cutting into my wrists and ankles anymore. There he is, the man of the hour. He was looking at me with a caring, sympathetic smile on his face. He seemed to be really concerned about me. Oh, well, that clears that up. His eyes looked like they were staring far off into distance, like he was in a trance. Why was he doing this? Why did he tie me up, and why did he look so happy about it? I didn't get any of it. Every hair on my body was standing on end. I was terrified. The corners of my eyes were on fire. I couldn't stop myself from crying. Tears were flowing down my face like a waterfall. Kizami smiled, then reached out and touched my cheek. His hand was ice cold. It was like there was no blood flowing through it at all, like the hand of a dead person. Oops. He slowly and hesitantly took his hand off my cheek, then began walking around me toward my feet. Then he gently grabbed my skirt with one hand and drew a knife from his breast pocket with the other.
It's show time!
Look how cute she is. So adorable.
そう、それだよ。僕が求めていたのはその声、その顔だ。恐怖と絶望が頂点に達したとき、魂は最高の輝きを放つ。それをもっと見たい。それを僕に向けてくれ。ゆかちゃん、ゆかちゃんならもっと輝けるはずなんだ。大丈夫。お兄ちゃんが手伝ってあげるよ。鮮血にまみれ、痛みにもがき、苦しむ姿は今よりもっと綺麗に違いない。どうしたんだい、ゆか。休んじゃダメだよ。まだまだこれからなんだからね。さあ、お兄ちゃんって呼んでごらん。お兄ちゃん、助けて。お兄ちゃん、助けに来て。何を言っているんだい、ゆうか。お兄ちゃんはほら、君の目の前にいるじゃないか。
The panic and fear just kept getting more overpowering. I think I was hyperventilating. But Kizumi showed no mercy. Instead, he reached out and grabbed my neck.
本当に生きているウサギはうるさいな。息ができない。なんて細い首なんだ。君の頸動脈の太さと頸椎の形がよくわかるよ。なんて戦場的な作りをしているんだ、君の筋は。苦しいかい？苦しいよね。床が悪いんだよ。僕以外のお兄ちゃんはここにはいないはずなのに。
With that, he let go of my neck, but then hastily pulled the knife in his right hand right up to my face. I think I read that wrong. He made sure I could see every inch of it clearly and just held it there, slowly turning it for what felt like an eternity.
ちゃんと見えてるかな、ゆか。
The knife was stained with red splatter marks. No, not even red, just dark. It wasn't a color I knew well, but there was only one thing it could have been.
ああ、これかい？心配しなくてもいいよ。少し黒崎で汚れているけど、まだよく切れるから。
I was shivering so hard I could feel my teeth vibrating. A chill ran through every part of me as if I were so afraid that it had actually lowered my body temperature. The chattering coming from inside my mouth was getting louder and louder to such an extent that even I was getting distracted by it.
いい顔だ。僕の妹はいい仕事をする。少し布が邪魔だな。
Yes, I agree. Kizumi suddenly tore my uniform, exposing my stomach.
なんだこの水風船のようなお腹は。たっぷり内臓が詰まっているじゃないか。
He laid the knife blade flat across my belly button, and a sudden sensation of cold metal against my skin sent even more shivers up and down my spine.
痛かったら声を上げていいからね。恥ずかしいことじゃないんだよ。
もう終わりかい？どうしたんだい、ユカ。まさかこれで終わりじゃないだろう。せっかく欲しかった妹が手に入ったのに。
My throat was completely dry. I actually wanted to cry for help, but the walls of my air pipes were sticking together. Breathing was hard enough.
返事はユカ。
ゆうか。いい子だ。じゃあ本番に行くよ。
Fear had taken over. I couldn't hold myself back. I knew it wouldn't go over well, and I knew it hurt, but I forced myself to cry out.
Kimiのお兄ちゃんは僕だろ。謝りなさい、ユカ。
Aw, so cute.
違うだろう。お兄ちゃんごめんなさいだ。もっと心を込めて。僕がお兄ちゃんじゃない。このなんだ今のは。気のせいか。おもらしするほどに僕が嫌いなのか。
In the first game, she wets herself. Before this, when he kicks her in the stomach.
興味深いな。そんな格好になってまで兄貴を呼ぶのか。なんて哀れな。僕の可愛い妹だ。今気持ちよくさせてあげるよ。もうそんな哀れな姿で泣かなくていい。哀れ。
今俺はこの子を見て哀れと言ったか。なぜ哀れと思った。
Alright, well, I think this is actually a pretty good spot to end it. First parts of the chapter are usually short. So, thank you for watching, and goodbye. And oh yeah, the Corpse Party Tortured Souls OVA is out now, but there's no English subtitles for it yet, so unless you know Japanese, well, you're out of luck. Goodbye.